My name is Christopher Polynice, and I am here to record for you guys my banking system. This is being hosted on Java, so it was configured and created in Java, and it's currently being hosted on a servlet. The software that's being used to run this is Simulator, and what that basically is an iOS framework that has a fully functional iPhone working. So this would be just as if you would be using it on your normal mobile device. And we're gonna go ahead and showcase how to use this system. So this does satisfy our first requirement. If you take a look, we do have a login screen providing fields for both the username and password. And I'm going to show you guys what happens when you authenticate yourselves. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and put in my username. The database will recognize this because these are valid credentials, and once we sign in, we are brought into the home screen. And if you look at the home screen, we get into our second requirement, and our home screen has the fields check accounts, send money, account history, and logout, as seen here. So if we go ahead and select check accounts, this is going to get into our third requirement here. We do get displayed the users, in this case, my checking account and savings account. So you see the checking account, the last four of the checking account, the available balance, and the timestamp of when it was last updated. We have this information for both the checking and the savings accounts. And if we were to click one of these accounts, the system will navigate to the account history pane. And this will satisfy our third requirement, where because this page right here, this check accounts page kind of serves as a quick look. So you're in this page, if you want to see more details about your accounts, it's supposed to bring you to the account history page. So if I show you that here, we click the account, it asks how we want to organize a transaction. We can either organize them by the amount and the date. This does get into our 12th requirement, like our second to last requirement, but I'm just breezing through it now for the demo purposes. If we order it by amount, you can see that we have a page here just showing the rest of our transactions for both the checking and the savings, just in a nice little streamlined, easy to navigate pane. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and showcase sending the money. So if we go into send money, you see we have these fields here. So we're able to select the checking account that we want to send from, the person that we would like to send to, our recipient in this case, the recipient account if we want to send to their checking or their savings, and the amount that we're looking to send. And this does go ahead and satisfy that fifth requirement, which we have all the fields. And as I fill in these fields, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what happens. So say for instance, I'm in my account. I want to send from my checking, and I want to send to one of my contacts, in this case, my good friend Sydney. So we'll send to Sydney Ricola, because you have to format it as the first name, the last name. So in this case, John Doe, Sydney Ricola. And let's say I want to send it to his checking. And I'll be a good friend or just a nice person, send him $225. So I send this money, and we get a nice little prompt here. So this prompt asks if we're sure we'd like to send the money. If not, we can go ahead and hit no, make changes, and it'll bring us back to this prompt here. We can do other things as needed. And if we're ready to send, we can go ahead and hit yes, send money. And the idea here is it brings us to that home screen upon success. So if we're brought to the home screen, what will happen is I'll go ahead and show you guys my account history. And we'll organize them by amount, or no, actually by date, just so you can see it at the top. And as you can see, we have this outgoing money transfer of $225. This is a new transaction that appeared in our record. And if we do go inside, if we do go inside Sydney's account, I shouldn't know his account information. I do. Anyways, if we go inside his account, I'll go ahead and log back in here. So, oops. And then Ricola, and the password. So we log in, we check his account just for that fast look, and we should see that he has the available balance updated, as well as that incoming money transfer of $225 that he did receive from me. And this does show that the system is working correctly. So This would satisfy that requirement, which I believe is 10, if I'm not mistaken. So now I'm going to go into the error handling aspect. So I'll go back to sending money, and I'll show you guys what happens if I try to send the money with all fields unfilled. So we have this pop-up that comes up. We try to send the money. It'll prompt us to make sure that all of our fields are filled. So, okay, we'll listen to it. Let's say I want to send to some other person. So, well, let's say I want to send to John Doe. And I'm trying to send to his checking, and I want to send $20. John Doe is actually not a contact that is registered within Mr. Sydney here. So because it can't find the contact, it doesn't allow that money to be sent. Also, look what happens if we try to send more money than what we have in the account. So I'll go ahead and send to myself. And let me give myself $1 million. I want to win something. I want to win something. Oh, we can't because he only has $972. So it shows us what we entered, and it shows that the available balance is this. So it doesn't allow us to send that money because of that, satisfying all of those requirements that were listed on the bottom of the screen. And basically, this is what happens for the last thing to show you. If we try to log out, right? If we log out successfully, it will not allow me to go back into the system or re-authenticate myself. Like, I have to re-authenticate myself before accessing that previous session, because right now it's destroyed and all of the user information is sensitive. Just to show you that everything saves in the database, if I go ahead and log in, oops, gotta get that lowercase I. There we go. You should see that if I check the account history, I still have that outgoing money transfer reflected inside, and everything's still the same. And yeah, with this is the banking application, configured in Java. We used a mixture of a simulator to host it and just display everything for you guys so I can record this video. And we're also hosting it on a servlet. So this is using JSP code and is very reactive based on what types of methods and just what types of things I invoke on the application. And yeah, it was a pleasure presenting for you guys.